Well, we got the old Super C flywheel over here on the broach. We're going to grind it. I just wanted to show you something here real quick. This here is what we set it on to keep it up off these rusty flanges. Hopefully you can hear that. I got to take care of that first. I think it's that shiny spot right there. So I'm going to go get a small file and I might even get a 1/2-inch drill and just countersink these here just a skosh. I'll be back. I'm not going to film it, but I'll show you what I did when I get done. There, it was just a burr right here. So now this doesn't rock. Put that like so. And I don't know if I should have put the camera there where I did. Have to move you a little bit. Come on. There we go. Drop the center cone in. Get our left-handed thread bolt. That's all you got to do. Don't even need a wrench to tighten them up. Just give it a little, because it turns that way. So, we've successfully mounted it. Now I'm going to bring the actual flywheel cutter and grinder back. I am going to have to move you for this because this thing's heavy. That's about as far as I can go where I'm plugged in. Okay, we'll see if we can't lower this down. Okay, we're just about there. So I'll go up about 3 thousandths. And we will see how it does. Now we're on our last little bit. Took 3 thousandths on the bottom. I'm going to take 3 up top. Of course, if I got to go down another 3 on this to get this to clean, I'll have to go down the bottom to go 3. which this isn't going to clean, so I'm going to have to make another couple passes. I'll bring you back when I'm done. I had to make another pass, 4/1000 to clean on the top, so I'm taking another 4 on the bottom. That way the pressure plate will have the same tension it did originally. You'll frig your specs up and your clutch pedal travel there if you ain't careful. So we'll just make one more pass and I'll bring you back here once it gets done. Well, that's how she came out. Nice, got a little texture to it. It's beautiful. So we'll yank that off. Just loosen it that way. I'll have to come over later and it'll be about a 10-minute job to clean this thing up. But that's all right. We got our flywheel done. Yeah, came out pretty good. I'm happy with it. I ended up taking 6/1000 off it. And yeah, just like new. Now I got to drive this ring gear off. Well, look how dirty that grinding dust gets you. I hate that stuff. Ain't much better than working in a coal mine, you know. It's not good for you, I don't think. But I got to find a few blocks of wood to stand this on. I'm going to flip it over and drive this ring gear off. Well, we're going to go ahead and put this ring gear on. Nothing special about it, just heat them up. And there's several ways of doing it. You can do it with a torch if you got it. If not, build a fire and set it in the fire for a little bit. We've put a lot of them on with a wood stove. Got to get this thing bled out. I haven't used it for 2 months. There we go. Don't need a lot of flame, just trying to get it hot for 500 degrees. I know we were doing a Model A ring gear once that's a little bit bigger than this one. And my father threw it in the wood stove. We got doing something else. And, okay, half hour later there, he remembered it. He's, Jesus boy, he says, that ring gear ought to be hot. Well, it's the only one I ever put on that was glowing orange all the way around. We grabbed it with a poker and pulled it out, and grabbed it with pliers and dropped it on. Christ, it was 1/8 of an inch of clearance. He says, I think it's been ruined. And it sucked right up and cooled onto it, and it was just goods new. So they're pretty forgiving. Starting to smoke some of the oil off in it, so it's getting up around probably 250, 300 degrees. Now these Super Cs, one side is chamfered, and that side with the chamfer wants to go out. It goes towards the starter. Just helps it engage a little bit. I know a lot of people, they'll turn them right over and actually run them on the back side, and they will work, but it's hard on the starter drive. Now let's see if that's enough. That's gonna be getting pretty close. Nope. So we've just got above the smoking temperature, so probably up around 400 or so. Whoop, there we go. That's all there is to it. Now let's see what we can do with this. I didn't put any sealer on it. They very seldom leak. Get that right in the middle. So all you gotta do is dimple that. That'll make enough compression. Won't come out. If you think that you're scared of it and you drive it too much, you'll go opposite and you'll actually drive it in. That's how you take them out usually. Just beat them in a little bit and they'll come loose. That's if there's nothing in its way like a camshaft. But anyway, time to put the flywheel on. No rust on that. Come on, right there. Beautiful. I'm going to use these over. I'm just going to go flatten them out. I'll be back. I've got this just in there for a pry. It's not going to take much to hold this. It's only going to 45 pounds. 40 pounds I'm going to go to. Which I almost had it there with just that small ratchet. These are only a 3/8 bolt and they're not grade 8. So, just make sure I haven't missed nothing. Beautiful. It's kind of nice. All of these actually lined up, so the flat's out. So that's going to be nice. We'll skin this chisel under here, see if we can get them started. There we go. This is a one-sided chisel, so it works good for this. Now we'll see what we can pull with these. That'll walk him right up. If I have this off again, I'm going to have to make a new set of locks, but these will work for this time. Yeah, beautiful. So that's what they look like now, all bent up. And yeah. Got a little bit of grease there. I guess I'll wipe that out with a little bit of gas. I'll be back and then we'll put the pressure plate on. These clutches on these Super Cs, the tall part goes out. And I'm actually using some new bolts on these. The old ones didn't have a complete set. It was a mismatch of everything. And I'm assuming that when I did that clutch and pressure plate back in school, that that was 40 years ago, because that's what this clutch is from. And I should have showed it to you, but the marks from when it was made haven't even got worn off in it yet. I mean, the clutch is in extremely good condition. All it ever did was do hay, so you know, you start it raking and you don't kick the clutch for an hour, you know, or two. So it never really got a lot of use on the clutch, just to get it moving. And I'm one of those people there that I let the clutch out and go. I don't frig around too much with it. Oh, come on, there we go. So it lasts pretty good. The clutch that's in that cub that we got out there is 1975, and that clutch is the original clutch. And the reason we never changed that one out was because all they ever did was cultivate with it, and they'd be doing 30 acres of cultivating. Well, they'd start and they just keep going from row to row, and they never would stop till lunch came. So that one was the same way. It had never been used much. So we're gonna get this up so it'll just barely hold that plate. I might have gone in a little too far on the bottom one. And then we'll start moving this around. I'll bring you back here when I show you what I'm doing. Now I've got that right now so that it's movable with a screwdriver, as you can see, but it's still pretty tight. And I'm going to take my light, and I'm going to look in there, and I'm going to line those splines up. That's got to go down just a skosh and over to the left just a skosh. Basically that way. And I'm talking like 20, 30 thousandths. I'm going to do a quick movement of it and do some checking because I really can't do it with the camera in my way. And I'll get that lined up and I'll snug these down the rest of the way. I'll do that off camera. I'm going to, these are 5/16. I'll probably torque them down to like 20 pounds, 25, probably 25. They're not very big. Well, I misspoke a minute ago. I'm only going to go to 20 pounds for a 5/16. And the book actually calls for 19 as the maximum. So I'm going to go to 20 just because it's an even number. You have to have a grade 8 bolt, which these are not, to go to 25. I went over and looked in the book just to make sure. I'm running out of battery, and I guess I'm going to make a video all of its own of putting it in. I'll probably still do it tonight, but this is just the length of these 15-minute videos. Takes me about 3 hours to upload them, so we got real poor service out here, so I'm gonna make this into 2 videos. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you on the next one.